You are live. You are live. We live. We back in this piece, son. It's your man Dean Edwards. Welcome, Angie's first as usual. Busher, Hugh's the man. Hugh, what up? Kevin and Hugh joined at the same time. Regina Christian, I see you. Ronnie, what up? Game changer. Homie 24. What's going on? It's your man Dean Edwards, Futhamuckin Protocol. Mike Paramore Jr., I will see you tomorrow night on your show, and I'll talk to you in the morning. I was just very tired this afternoon. Kush, what up? I see you, fam. Oh, you know what? Let me. I'm gonna play this music. This in honor of tonight's guest. Because he's repping for the ATL dip. I see you. This for my man. Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Oh yeah, thanks, Ronnie. I had to. It's too hot for the afro, man. It was like 95 degrees today, and I needed to but just put the hair under wraps for a little bit. Aaron Burke, what's going on, y'all? Everybody sing. This is for my man Finesse Mitchell repping the ATL tonight. He'll be on shortly. I told him I wanted to make sure I gave everybody a shout out before the show starts, because I know oftentimes I do not get a chance to. Who did my braids? An African woman named Mai Mai. Was it Mai Mai? I think it was Mai Mai. I wish I could get some braids. You can, Ronnie, you can get braids. People will just look at you like, word. Is Finesse in here? I don't know if he's in here yet. I would miss him. Taking questions? No, I'm not taking questions at the end, man. I ask people what I want, and if one of your questions pops in my mind, then I will. But you know, I have my questions lined up, fam. But I appreciate the inquiry. Don't they know we're not happy here? I get hype off of these joints. Finesse is in the building. Alright, let me bring my man in before the song ends. I don't want the song to end. Finesse, send me that request. It makes it easier than me having to scroll down and find. There you go, boom. We're bringing my Finesse Mitchell. One of the coolest names in comedy, funny brother, good brother. Finesse Mitchell in the building.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
What's up, Regiment? Hold on, let me turn it up and turn it on. We've had issues in the last couple weeks, so I'm pulling out the world famous pink Bluetooths.
Gotcha.
I think. There we go. I hear you now. Yeah. What's up, famo? How you doing?
Up,
I'm chilling, man. Good to have you in here. Yo, Finesse always looks like he's an album cover, man.
Let me adjust my light.
Yeah. Man, good to see you, bro. Good to have you on here on the Futhamuckin Protocol Live on a Monday night, man. We got more people going to join in. I just wanted to say thank you for. I sent him the message. I said, "Yo, Finesse, I want to bring you on because you were clowning. Who do we have on?"
You had on JB Smooth talking in the closet.
Man, JB had us in the closet, and Finesse was clouded in the comments. And I said, you know what, I gotta get my man Finesse on, and because I want, you know what I want to do. I was like, you know what, I want to, because the beauty of, like, first of all, let me just give people your DAP for your credits. The gentleman that's joining me tonight, we've actually known each other probably like 18 years, man. Matter of fact, I think the summer we met was your summer of heat. Which wound up leading to SNL. You know him from Saturday Night, 3 seasons of Saturday Night Live. His own comedy special, Snap Famous, and my spirit told me
to tell you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the Ant Farm. Was that on Disney
It's on,
or Nickelodeon?
and it's currently streaming live. They just added it to Disney Plus.
Boom, boom.
You can
Residuals.
find me 2 pictures under the Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying?
That's a beautiful thing. You know, which is beautiful because, you know, the negative side of obviously the corona and the quarantine or COVID, whatever you want to call it, is that we don't have access to seeing you live. But the beauty of it is, you know, like I had Marina on here last week, and her comedy special, she had it on Amazon for purchase, but then, you know, God is good all the time, right?
All the time.
All the time, God is good, right?
Yeah.
And the CW wound up, you know, picking up her special and airing it on their network, and she wound up having like almost 400,000 viewers just off of that one airing. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. What else? Oh, and your new...
I saw her special. I actually sat down and watched it because, you know, CW, that's a good move for them. You know, stand up, we need a place where we can go and we don't have to worry about Netflix and or Showtime and HBO. Comedy Central, you know, I like them, but I don't want no damn commercial in the middle of my special either.
Right, so. right. But that's the trade-off. It's like her joint airing on regular TV, you might have to deal with the commercials, but you getting a gang of viewers in one sitting, you know, as opposed to the streaming that, you know, it may over a cumulative amount of time, you get a lot of people watching. But Marina knows that in that week, in that night or in that week, she was I think she was the 5th highest rated show on the air that night, which is dope.
You know what? I would love to drop anything during COVID right now. Like everybody's home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So it's like if you got anything other than like, you know, the only thing I can't figure out is Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I can drop one day and get 50,000 views, and then I can spend 20 hours doing something and get 1,000 views, and I'd be ready to cuss out every goddamn. I want to go through my phone and call people and be like, "Fuck, y'all didn't see my post?" You know what I'm saying? So. But you know, just being on the CW and getting huge numbers like that. Right. Old school in the game. We vets.
Yeah.
We all got our crews we came up with.
Yeah.
I don't know one comic that ain't got a dope ass hour after putting 20 years in the game.
Oh yeah. So
we get shortchanged a lot just by not having the platforms to put our specials.
Right.
Then we got to roll the dice, and you know, some of us roll the dice and spend our own dough to shoot our own special. But if it don't go nowhere, then you got to cuss yourself out for spending your money on a dumbass special and gambling on yourself.
But you know what? You can never be mad at gambling on yourself, because if you don't have faith in God and in yourself, then how's anyone, whether it's a supporter or the industry, going to support you? If I'm not bigging me up, how I expect somebody else to big me up? You know what I mean? So you got to have that faith in it.
I agree, except when it comes to finances.
Right.
Always gamble with somebody else's money.
Right. I ain't mad at that. That's true. I've spoken to and heard from a number of filmmakers that said, you know what, don't invest your own money in your dream as far as producing a film, because it's going to take a long time. You may never see that money come back.
Bro, I can have $10 million liquid in cash.
Right.
With 10 hours of 1 hour specials in me. And I would still be talking to you and be like, you know, somebody still won't give me a special D. You know, they still hating on your boy. Even if I got 10 stacks in the bank, I ain't gonna spend that 100K on the no, I'm just kidding. I will.
No, but
I will.
yeah, for something like that, Lenny, I see you. What's up, everybody? I want to send a shout out to everybody. I see you here, Christine, my man DJ Logic, my man Lenny. We talking about filmmakers. Lenny and I, that's a good dude right there. Few more, everybody. I wanna take it back, man, because also one credit which isn't necessarily listed on your IMDb, but I just, it blows my mind. You played for the national championship team at the University of Miami. That also included name some of your teammates that we might be familiar with.
Let me see. Somebody by the name of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
You don't say.
Yeah, somebody by the name of Warren Sapp.
All right.
Somebody by the name of Rohan Marley.
All right.
Somebody by the name of Ray Lewis. When I tell you, I was just talking about that today because somebody, I was at Cheesecake Factory. That's my favorite restaurant in the whole goddamn world. I damn near proposed to my wife at the Cheesecake Factory.
Went there today.
Let me tell you something. I don't care where you travel all over the world and how much you spend on a bottle of wine or on a dinner, you ain't gonna never have a more consistent menu than the Cheesecake. You can't catch your L. What you order.
Yes, sir. But hold up. The biggest problem with the Cheesecake Factory, and correct me if you feel the same way. You go and sometimes less is more, right? The Cheesecake Factory, their menu feels like a college textbook. So you start off with the best intentions, like, I'm gonna mix it up this time. I always get
ahi tataki salad.
Right. I always land back on the bang bang chicken and shrimp, and the tamale cakes, man. I always say I'm gonna get the salad, but then I get the damn spinach dip. I get the damn stuffed mushrooms. Then I get the salad, and then I might as well get that Jamaican jambalaya, or the chicken Madeira. Chef, I don't care what I get, man. Or pasta. I created my own pasta, so Is that right?
Yeah.
Do you finish your meal there, or do you always have something to go?
I always take something home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't even like cheesecake. I take like 3 cheesecakes home. I like the way they look.
They do look. They do.
Look
The banana cream cheesecake is back in
set. You're gonna have company over and be like, "Hey, you want some cheesecake?" They be like, all you gotta do is freeze it.
So talk to me. So you played for a stat team. You said you were talking earlier about it.
So I was playing for the U. I was just telling somebody that I was a very bad student. My entire freshman year, all I did was lift weights, go to football practice, and pledge Kappa Alpha Psi. Anything else around that, it was like I didn't know what my purpose was on that campus other than go to football practice.
Right.
And the pledge. Once they told me I could pledge as a freshman, I wanted to pledge and get it out the way.
Right.
So I know what happened. The dude I was eating with messed around, said he was a physics teacher. And it just brought back bad memories, nigga. I got high and shit. I was like,
you had PTSD?
I flunked physics twice.
Damn.
I flunked physics, chemistry, and economics twice in 1 year. Had a 1.7 GPA after 1 year of supposedly supposed to having 12 credits or more. I left 1 year at the University of Miami, 9 goddamn credits. I mean, both semesters combined. I only had 9 credits.
Right? But hold up. But you had fun that year.
Bruh, did I? Did I? It was all a dream. I used to bring the word up, man, because, man, I'll do it all again the same way. It taught me growth. It taught me character.
Right.
I ended up working for Uncle Luke at Luke Records.
And, say word. Okay.
Yeah, man. I was helping him with A&R. And then next thing I know, And then next thing I know, I started getting into the insurance business. You know what I mean? This was after the school. So,
Okay.
You know,
what was your major? What was your major?
My major was graduation. See, after you fuck off 1 year, you just trying to get out that bitch, bro.
Right. Okay.
And so I think I was School of Communications. I had a double major.
Okay. Same here.
Marketing and criminology. So either I was going to be, go to law school or do something. And next thing I know, I got caught up in the music business, and I started managing an R&B group. And they
what group? Whoa. No, you know what? Finesse say he's slick. You ain't slick. I'm not skipping over that. First of all, you working for Luke.
Right.
Secondly, you A&R, which means you the dude. You were Puffy at Skywalker Records, right?
Yes.
So what group? And you better not say H-Town.
I was managing a group called Low Profile, but
R&B group.
It was R&B group.
Okay.
But I definitely did work with H-Town, and I helped book their tour. I didn't help book their tour. I helped book their hotel rooms.
Okay.
And when I said I was an A&R, I was really an intern. But A&R sounds so much better, dude.
Oh, much better. That's fine.
So, but when you work in an outfit like that, you realize that you got to do all the jobs anyway. Right. Luke was successful because he did everything himself, and he had a tight-knit group. You know what I mean? Okay. And he was independent. He was one of the first independent label owners, him and Master.
Right.
So he was getting cake easy. And anyway, man, long story short, I had a local group that I put together that I actually was in the group until they found out I couldn't sing. And so once they found out I couldn't sing, why don't you be manager? So that's what happened. Don't do that.
What do I have? Hey, Jenna, what's up, girl? How you doing?
Go, daddy busy. Thank you. That's how I talk to my princess. Kick rocks. Daddy busy. I'm almost done. I'll be in there. So anyway.
Finesse, real quick. How much time do I have? Do we have an hour, or if we roll over?
We have an hour, brother. We have an hour.
Okay. All right. No, that's anytime people have kids, I'm like, I want to keep it tight.
Bro,
I get it.
I mean, when I say that's probably the best part of COVID, just staying home for a little while.
Right.
Learning their middle name and shit. You know, it's like the stuff I was neglecting, bro.
Right.
I'm a good dad now.
Right. And you were always a good dad because you were providing a better life, man. It's part of what we do.
You know, it's a trade-off. And if you want to explain that part to my wife, I will happily give you her number and let her know that. Right. That's when it looked like we ain't doing nothing, but when we working. Right.
Like when we were, because one of the last times we saw each other, this was crazy, y'all. One of the last times Finesse and I saw each other.
Where were we?
We were in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, chilling. Saudi.
And but it's blessings like that, man. It's blessings like that. This business allow us to travel the world. It's
like and we didn't expect to see each other. We were both doing different gigs, ran into each other and hung out, had dinner. It was a beautiful night.
Bruh, I mean, I've only felt like that. Sometimes when I travel, I went to Italy. I took the fam to Italy on a vacation, and I'm on a ferry, and when we get across wherever we going somewhere in Rome, and when we get to where we going, we get off the ferry. I see DJ Irie from Miami and Shaggy. Go figure.
Sugar.
And you talking about black folks happy to just see other black
folks
like from the crib. Like yo, son. So yeah, man, back to H-Town. All I'm gonna say about that whole experience was that it working for an R&B group, trying to get them signed, trying to get them put on, being in Miami, and being a part of that Miami culture. At the time, Miami was warm with Dr. Dre. You remember the Dr. Dre video when he was like, "Fuck Luke, we gonna." Yeah.
Mr. Buster, where you at? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was going to work every day. It's hard to go to work and then
Right.
a song come on the radio and it's that song.
Right.
And you wondering if Luke in the building. Because you want
But
to
the track is hot.
track
The
is
track
hot.
is
Track is hot. Everybody's like, hey, somebody go on the lookout, make sure Luke ain't coming. You know what I'm saying?
y'all all in there. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
I used to hold a mic and try to keep the crowd busy for my R&B group. You know, I was basically MCing.
Right.
Next thing I know, since I couldn't sing and they put me out and I was used to holding the mic, I took my chances and did open mic night at the Improv, Miami Improv, down there with Marvin Dixon.
Coconut Grove?
Coconut
Yeah.
Grove, Benji Brown,
Yeah.
Marvin Dixon, Kyle Grooms in the game.
Yeah.
And
I love that club. That was a dope club.
I love that club, bro. And I threw my hat in the ring, man. And then next
Okay.
thing I know, 3 minutes, open mic. I remember Jamie Foxx was like, you know, my name ain't Jamie, but they couldn't tell if I was a boy or a girl when I said Jamie Foxx on open mic.
Right.
So I'm like, Finesse, you can't tell what Finesse is. You know
Right.
So I'm going to go with Finesse. And people had already been calling me that the moment I sat down in Miami. And so I went with Finesse Mitchell. I went up there. I got a standing ovation.
First time on stage. That's dope. Dope.
My
Nice.
very first open mic. Standing ovation. Everybody loved it. They loved it. And then my naive self didn't know I was supposed to go back and say the same stuff. I thought you just get on the mic, bro, and do another 3 minutes. Nigga, I bombed so bad. My second time, I had all my friends. I wore a shirt and tie. The first one, I got a standing ovation. Second time, I came back in a shirt and tie and passed out flyers and packed the joint. and crickets. Bruh, I heard somebody do this.
That's worse. That's worse.
It hurt my feelings. So man,
cause you never forget.
I swear to God, you never forget it. I've been chasing that. I've been chasing that standing ovation ever since, and now I'm like 20 plus years in the game. I've been chasing that feeling I got. Man. Going up there and winging it and being great, but then I'm glad I bombed because it made me respect it.
Yeah.
And it was Kyle Grooms that was like, why didn't you do what you did last week? And I was like, you could do that? He was like, come on, man. So next thing I know, I started watching the comedians. I started being a fan of the game more. I started studying more and then being more prepared. And then, like yourself, after a couple of comic views, you know, I never got to do Def Jam, but after a couple of comic views, Tracy Morgan had left the show, you had left the show. They were looking for more black guys, and me and Keenan Thompson, you know, hit the lottery.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember when you had that showcase at Stand Up New York, I think it was. And and I think Mark Theobald, he came back and he told me he was like, yeah, this dude Finesse did his thing. Keenan, I think he said Kel was there, and JB. He said y'all were the 4 like standouts that night. You know, and so I was like, Kojo, what up?
God, what's up, Kojo? God is good, man. I was just ready at the right time. I had been in LA working on the same set for the last 3 years. And you know, all you gotta have is a hot 10 minutes.
Right. And speak to, you know what, Finesse, I'm glad you said that. Speak to the people that are watching about how important it is to master your showcase set. You know, because I think newer comics coming up are always, I think they came up during this era of Louis dropping a special every year, Billy Burr dropping a special every year, and they don't realize, you know what, master the material that you have first before you go on and move on. So speak on that.
Well, a lot of young cats are so busy trying to say, I have an hour. because that's
Right.
what allows them to tour. But the clubs don't care about your hour. The clubs only care about people who fill the seats.
Exactly.
You can go up there and sing for goddamn 45 minutes and then tell 5 minutes of jokes.
Right.
As long as the people paid the 2-drink minimum, the club don't care.
Exactly.
In LA and in New York, it's always showcase season. And during that time, you got Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. You got you got the Urban Comedy, you got the Bay Area, you got New York. There's so many comedy festivals. But when you get these comedy festivals, you going on with 10 other comics, and they usually say 10 minutes.
Right.
So you got to have a hot 10 minutes. And it takes a lot of work to master a 10-minute set and do it the right way. You ain't supposed to do it differently every time.
Right.
Do your set and master it. So when it's you supposed to do it when it count, like for an SNL audition,
they
like, who the frick is Finesse? Who is Finesse? Like, who is that guy? Like, nobody heard from me. I was a Comic View dude, bro. I just heard about the audition. But that's very important. It's very important to master the craft, stay disciplined enough to have your 4 minute and 30 seconds. Why? Because that's for late night television. Then you got to have why? Casing or that's usually the spot late anyway. 10. So you might as well have it. My bad, I almost dropped it. You might as well have it and be dope every time you hit the mic.
Exactly. And clearly you work. Right.
Yeah. It worked, man, because I can't never say I was never prepared. I might go up and not have the best set on a random night when I'm supposed to be doing stand-up comedy. Can you hear me all right? We good?
Yeah, we good to go.
Okay, cool. Sometimes I may take my stage time and really fuck it off, trick it off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I know what I'm rehearsing for or practicing for, but I might have taken I ain't hit no home run that night. But it was vital to know what worked in that moment, to know what I'm gonna add to my fire set.
Right.
You never know when you're gonna catch people doing what on stage.
Right.
But when it's time to bring the fire, man, you want to have been rehearsed. And a lot of people don't know this. If your personality doesn't scream, I'm a TV show, then your material needs to scream, I'm a TV show.
Right. That's real talk.
Jokes you tell, you don't have to be Bernie Mac, right?
Right.
But
okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I turned off my Wi-Fi because I was like, I'm gonna just go through my phone service. My phone service I always prefer. I tried something different tonight and I see it backfire, so I'm sticking to the phone.
Man, to the phone, bro. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it. I always tell people, like Bernie Mac and the Kings of Comedy, we've all known Bernie to be a beast. We've seen him on Def Jam. We've seen him everywhere. But when Bernie Mac did the Kings of Comedy, 15 minutes of his set was him taking care of his crackhead sister kids.
Right.
So guess what his TV show was about? Him taking care of kids that didn't belong to him.
Right.
But people, all the writers in Hollywood could see it. Once you saw the show, you was like, I have a show idea. Then they try to convince you that your set is their idea.
Right.
You go along with it because your ass want a TV show.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, that's I think the trade-off, with Hollywood, as far as a stand-up at least, is, you like you said, you master your material and you build your set all these years, and then someone says, hey, we're going to give you $500,000 because we want to write a show about your life, but essentially it's our idea.
We own it.
And we own it, but we'll put co-created by. So it's that sacrifice. And I think Bernie was brilliant with Kings of Comedy, because you look at the Kings of Comedy, Steve and Sid had the show already with the Steve Harvey show. DL had the DL Hughley show, but everyone that came up knowing Def Comedy Jam and knowing all these legendary comics was like, Bernie should have something. And I love the fact that Bernie in the outtakes, in the B-roll of the Kings of Comedy, he was like, cause they too afraid to give me a show, right? Because it was strategic, it was brilliant,
right?
That he was like, you know what, I got these cameras on me. Spike Lee has a crew follow me. Let me tell them what they need to do.
Right.
Sometimes you got to tell them.
And my favorite part was when he said, "And you know what? They motherfucking right." I will cut up on their ass. You know what I mean? Kept that shit real.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man.
Rest in peace, Bernie Mac. Yeah, absolutely, man. Who your Mount Rushmore? Who your Mount Rushmore comedy?
Mount Rushmore? I'm going to go with Eddie's what made me one of me and many of our generation. So Eddie, you know what? Cosby,
Eddie,
Pryor, and I'm gonna throw in. I'll go with Carlin. I'll go Eddie, Pryor, Cosby, Carlin. Those are the four cats that when I was coming up, whatever they did, like if you go in my basement right now, I have videotapes of those four cats.
Yeah,
that I was watching and rewinding, and I see people saying like Patrice and Chappelle. I love Patrice, one of my closest friends in this. You know, Chappelle, good friend as well. I love those dudes too. But for me, the cats that inspired me from when I was a kid, you know, till now, what Dave is doing makes Dave one of the GOATs. You know. Same with Patrice. What Patrice did in a short period of time. Me and Harris were talking about Patrice earlier, and I quoted one of his bits, just reflecting on something that happened in life. To me, that's when someone has left an imprint. When you're talking about it years later, you know. So those dudes those friends are also amazing comics as well. But if you say around Mount Rushmore, and I can only do four. I gotta say the dudes that made me want to get into this. You know. Right.
Absolutely. I definitely have Richard. I definitely have Eddie, and then strangely enough, Chappelle is the one that made me want to do comedy.
Okay.
Like I saw Eddie and I was just like, oh man. I didn't know how brilliant Eddie was. I just saw Eddie again during COVID, right? I just saw Eddie Raw. I saw Raw.
Yeah, it was a dope special.
And
shout out to Arsenio too, because my man Jameek, because Jameek knows how much I loved Arsenio. Arsenio, another one. But again, if I could only choose four, those were the dudes before everybody else were the ones that made me want to do this.
You know what I learned out here, Dean? The people that we see on TV, right? The people that say they do stand-up comedy, and they on TV, I don't care if it's Living Color, I don't care if it's a talk show, okay. When you see them go do their set at the Laugh Factory or the Improv, you understand how they got their shot. You understand why they on TV. You know, we keep you know, talking about the same couple of comics. But when I saw Louis Anderson do his set, and he was like 70.
Louis is dope, man.
Louis is dope.
Louis is fire, son.
I just saw David Allen Greer, and I'm like, I always like David Allen Greer. I always like, what was his, the preacher on Martin when Leon.
I know he's dope,
I just love his characters.
Yeah.
Tommy Davidson is dope.
Tommy, beast,
right?
Beast.
And then when I saw Chappelle on Def Jam, I was like, I think I want to do stand-up comedy. And then after I got it going and I was really like going and I'm like, all right, I think I know what my style is. When it came to comics I wanted to watch, I always wanted to watch Patrice O'Neal, man. I always wanted to watch. I didn't know if he was going to walk a room or if he was going to destroy a room while he walks a room. Right. I felt like it was the most brilliant comedy of material that people can't even write a decent joke around without it. People wasn't offended because of the subject matter. People got offended because he either went after somebody for trying to like put him in a PC cage. You know what I mean? But just watching him do his set, is it's almost like sometimes watching Corey Holcomb on a good night when he real funny.
Corey and Patrice cut from the same cloth where they had these truths inside of them, and Corey still does, obviously, that they had to get out and didn't care if they offended an audience. And to me, what was beautiful to watch Patrice was to see when he finally sort of found the rhythm where, because nobody wants to walk a room, right? Like even all of us, we say we're rebellious and I don't care if I walk a room. Yeah, you do. You didn't get into this to perform for nobody in the room.
Right.
And so Patrice, you saw, if you watch him enough, you saw how he figured out how to maintain his charm, but still hit people in the head without offending them to where they were walking out, and to me that was amazing. As a matter of fact, the first night I think you and I met was that it was a Fox showcase the same summer you got SNL. This was like early August,
I remember
2003, and Patrice was on it, you, me, Caparulo, and I remember seeing you because you did the ghetto chick. You did the ghetto chick, and I was like, yo, that's and to me that's when you get respect from other comics when we're like like we don't laugh a lot, but we give that. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Come on stage.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's up, Patrice? And Patrice, instead of saying, what's up, Finesse, get your Ken doll ass, just leave.
We get it, you're handsome.
This game is for people who can't get a regular job, Finesse. He always had these backwards,
Right.
I'm like,
right.
Oh, man. And then other people just be like, tight set, man, you killed it. But sometimes you right, bro. You watch a comic and you just go, Oh, I had that same bit.
Because you're like, I thought about that, but I never did it.
Yeah,
I never did it.
I stopped. When I started really enjoying stand-up comedy?
What?
I stopped looking to my left. I stopped looking to my right. I stopped trying to be the best. I stopped trying to. I don't know if it made me a little complacent or lazy, but I do know I enjoy comedy a whole lot better when I stopped, Because like, say SNL, nobody knows they going to let your ass go. I got
right.
Hey, Finesse.
We know.
Right. Finesse, we want to thank you for your services. I'm like,
right.
Oh, wait a minute. I had some stuff I was going to buy.
Right. And you always had some other dope idea that you like, it happens during the summer, and you're like, I know exactly when I got this new character, and then you get that, Finesse, you did a great job for the 3 years you were here, and that's actually more than you actually get.
Right.
I'm being generous, right? But in the history, and because we have about 20 minutes left, and I'm in the history of the show, there've only been about 150 cast members in a show that's now 46 years old, and 45 years old going into its 46th season, and in that, there've only been about 21 people of our hue that resemble us. So, you know, that's
and
a
half of them
beautiful
came in the last 4 years.
word, right? You know, real talk, man. And so to me, that's something that can never be taken away from you, man. You know, from you, from myself, from Leslie, from Jay, you know, from Keenan, you know, all of them,
I don't
because
care.
you're
I
in
don't care
such a
where I
small
go.
number.
I don't care where I go or what I do or what people are talking about or what agent says this credit is old or whatever, whoever I'm talking to,
Right.
I always say,
Yeah.
put SNL alum. Just put
Yeah.
SNL alum.
Yeah,
You
man.
don't know what to say, put SNL alum. Because at the end of the day, the chances
Yeah.
of somebody else in that room who are
Right.
also an SNL alum
Right.
is very
Right.
slim. You know?
Right.
So
Right.
regardless of what people think of the show and how funny it
Mm-hmm.
is or how funny it's
Mm-hmm.
not, in show
Right.
business, if you do stand-up comedy, a
Mm-hmm.
comic, were you selected by that cast when the
Right.
audition
Right.
came around? Because it's
Right.
not like,
Right.
you know, it's not like comics turn down jobs.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? You being
Right.
on that show, Tracy being on that show, Damon Wayans being on that show for what, a year, half a year? I don't know.
Yeah, it was
Nobody,
just like 6 months. Yeah.
6 months, nobody turns down the job. But
Right.
Steve Higgins, in my exit interview, telling me it's what you do when you leave here. And more
Yeah.
importantly, Finesse, I want you to come back here and host. And I'm like,
Right.
okay, cool. If I ever
Right.
make it big, yeah, I'll be sure
Right.
to come back. Yeah, I can come back.
Not if, when.
Yeah,
When.
but it was that motivation that was like,
Right.
yeah, gave me another goal of like,
Right.
and then, you know, once I came out, I stayed in Miami for a little bit. I left New York. I went back to Miami. Lauren Michaels was like, buy a house. You should buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was his advice. His advice for me. He said, make
Right.
sure you own a house.
Right.
You want to make sure it's a nice house. If
Mm-hmm.
when you leave Finesse and you out there in the world, it's gonna beat you up. But when you come home to your house and look around at the nice house, you're gonna say somebody important lives here.
That's heavy.
All right,
That's
I like
heavy.
that.
Yeah.
I like that. And that's
Right.
what I did. Went down to Miami and bought a house, and then it really
Okay.
got me on my hustle because then I had to pay for the house.
Right. 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 Right.
But Dean, I ain't never been more blessed in my career from whatever credit I do have than fatherhood. I've never been.
Yeah.
Marriage is dope. Being a dad is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, and I waited late. I waited to my 40s to have my first kid, and I think I'm a better father for it.
Right.
I'm not an asshole. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking my career outside the house and bringing it inside the house like it means something. Because kids and your wife and your mother-in-law and all of them, they don't care. It's like, yo, man, you want to throw the trash?
Go take the garbage out.
Does that mean I'm supposed to take out trash? You know what I mean? So it's like, so during quarantine, bro, during COVID, I have actually learned to be better personally with my relationships inside this house. So that I can go do what I need to do outside the house and shit pick back up, you know.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And is your family, obviously, because we just saw your beautiful daughter, she's not sick of you being home.
No.
But is your wife happy that she has you for now 4 months? Because you were just your show, which I saw, which is funny, on Fox. Was it Outmatched?
Outmatched, yeah.
Outmatched. You were well, and I don't know. Let us know. Is the show still happening? But it's just obviously it's on hiatus. Are y'all going back into production?
We were on hiatus, and it was like the last minute decision of whether we were going to come back or not. Everybody knew who wasn't coming back already. We did not know. So we don't even think Fox knew. And then when COVID hit, and we did that studio audience, they was like, let's go with all these reality shows. And when I say reality shows, I mean unscripted. So they have a lot of unscripted shows, and then they have a lot of 1 hour dramas that go shoot out on location. But anything that's requiring everybody to come to Fox, They said we don't know what we're gonna do yet, but we're not gonna bring you back in the fall.
Okay.
Maybe summer pickup, but as for right now,
right.
So I was just like, you know what? I can't be mad because A, I didn't want to go to the audition. B, I bombed the audition. When I say I wasted gas money, I went in there and bombed so much that the casting director said, Finesse, go outside, learn your script, and come back. And I was like, he's like, Finesse, you can win this job. They have been looking. They can't find who they're looking for. You can win this job. You got a shot. Go learn the script. And there was a casting director I had a relationship with, so I appreciate him getting on me.
And that's what I was gonna say, man. Is salute to the casting because the industry of Hollywood is really about relationships, and this is clearly someone that knew you from having seen you over the years so many times. And people forget, casting agents want you to book.
Yeah.
They want us to book. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And so you being a jackass, right? You being hard-headed, saying, I don't, because we all have been there, right? We all have been in that place where we're like, I don't feel like going to this, right?
Yeah.
But those are the ones that you book.
Bro, when I did Ant Farm on the Disney Channel, it was my first gig after SNL for TV. And I was like, I ain't no Rondell Sheridan. I'm not ready for that. I'm trying to be, trying to be Superfly in this bitch. I'm trying to be the Black Bob Saget. And
man.
And I literally
But that's a good place to be.
I literally bombed that audition. But actually, when I went in for that audition, I saw Tony Rock and a bunch of cats sitting there. And they was studying, and I was like, oh, okay. So y'all really trying to get this. And they said, yeah, man, this is the test. And I said, what do you mean test? And he's like, this is, you can get it after this.
Right. This is everybody's in that room.
Yeah, I was like, oh, so this ain't, they said, yeah. So I called my agent. I said, yo, is this the test? They said, yeah, Finesse, they handpicked you. They just want you to go in there and read. I was like, oh, shit. I had met China McClain. She was there. So she came up to me and said, I love your stuff on Comic View. I'm such a big fan. Hey. I don't know why she said that to me. I don't know if she was gassing me up. But all I know is a little kid was like, I like your stuff on Comic View. I can't wait to work with you. I'm like, what? So then I really studied, and I ended up getting Ant Farm. But with this outmatch, bro, it was, you ever been in such a dead spot with auditions and driving to auditions that you bitch when you don't get them, but then when you get one, you like, oh, I was going to the grocery store and Home Depot. You know what I mean? Like, it's messing up your day.
Yo, can I be honest? Let me tell you something. I got my hair braided last Thursday, and on Saturday morning. I woke up before I was like, I wasn't in REM sleep, but I still was asleep, and I woke out of my sleep saying, man, what if somebody calls me and says, hey, Dean, we want you to read a test for something? I'm now annoyed because I'm like, I don't want to take my hair out because this took it, and it didn't take a long time, but it would have been a waste, So we've all been there. We've all been there, man.
And I totally get it. Sometimes, like, I haven't shaved my mustache in a very long time, but I said, you know what, today. Do you know, Dean, that out here in LA, if you walk into a room with a clean face, your probability of booking that job goes up probably like 20%. Yeah. LA and white people hate facial hair on black people unless you are about to play a villain.
Right.
We ain't seen Denzel in the goatee till Training Day.
Yeah, till Training Day. You know what? Everything else from Glory to the preacher's wife, he was clean shaven.
Yeah.
Then they said, we're gonna give you we will give you an Oscar, but you will play the most wretched individual ever.
But see, here's something that white Hollywood don't know that's really in black culture. You ain't got no mustache and you a grown man. Niggas don't trust you. You up to something. You shady as fuck. Ain't got no mustache, nigga, you a grown ass man. You drive a van and you like kids, nigga. If you ain't got no
Look,
mustache or facial hair.
look. It took a pandemic for it to finally. So I grew in just enough. Never had this much facial hair, man.
So
that's hilarious, though.
Am I right? Lauren Michaels in with
you ain't
no
lying.
facial hair. LA, every man. Look at Derek Luke. Look at all the black actors who was booking like
Derek
crazy.
Luke, Morris Chestnut.
All them cats,
Anyone that's been in a movie with Gabrielle Union has had a clean face.
Gotta have a clean face. Yeah,
Right.
man. So not only do they want you to be a certain height, a lot of times we all know the ideal height for Hollywood is 5'10".
Yeah.
5'10" for a man. Why?
Yeah.
Because the women are 5'4", 5'5".
Yeah.
5'10".
And the star and the leading men are 5'8".
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody I have ever met, probably besides Denzel and the dude in Shawshank Redemption. Everybody short. And you know what my dad said? And he said this before he even got into show business. He said, you know how you can tell somebody's height on TV? I said, how? How? He said, look at the doorknob when they walk through the door. He said, every doorknob and every door is regulatory. So it's almost like a basketball goal.
That's
and
funny.
I started looking at that. So when you see Al Pacino open a door and that nigga reach up, that nigga reaching up. So it's like, oh, he's short as fuck. So yeah, man. So you just gotta really be good, man. You gotta really be you gotta be a good auditioner.
Yeah.
Because the audition has nothing to do with the show or the movie you going after. Them ain't gonna be the lines you say.
Right.
You know, you ain't gonna be that nervous. You ain't gonna have shit in your hand.
Right.
So it's like, but to go in that room with that video camera and 2 other people, that's a whole different skill set.
Yeah, man.
Once you master how to audition correctly, do I hold a paper? Do I be off book? You know, do I ad lib? You know how much you want to ad lib. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even funny. Let me make this shit funny. You know.
Right.
So it's just a balance of what your game plan is when you go in there to audition. And I literally was not prepared, and homie gave me a chance to get prepared, and I went back in, and I ad libbed a lot, but I got through the scene, and he was like, really funny, Finesse. And the next thing I know, 3 days later, they called me to go in and test.
Right.
And I tested with Tisha, and she said, everybody been in here for this role, Finesse. So all I'm saying is you got a real shot. And I was like, all right.
Right.
Bro, I did my
because you had the intention too. Like it sounds like you know, people fail to realize, and myself included, you know, for years I was so stuck on and would get frustrated if I flubbed one word or one line. And as I think Kev told me that years, and he was like, yo, Dean, man, you gotta just make sure that they ain't gonna, all this ain't even gonna be in it. It's like, just show them you.
I just read what Kojo wrote. He said you can't have nervous energy. If you going in an audition, bro, and your paper is shaking, your hand shaking, so your paper's shaking, or you know, it's just you got to be so confident, even if you're not saying nowhere near what's written down. That delivery got to be so smooth, because I've actually had people tell me that was amazing. Okay, now let's do it the way I wrote it. That was great.
But you know what you prove in that moment? You prove, and JB said the same thing. Go big, go all out, and then they can bring you down. Then they can say, okay, that was great. Now we want to see you more control, because now you've shown them full range.
First of all, D, let me tell you something about JB Smooth. He only got big. His car only go 1 gear.
Well, you got that right, fool.
What up, Shane? Yeah, man. Like when you go in an audition and they go out for offers, 9 times out of 10, the people who sitting out there auditioning, they ain't got a shot, no way. But you might possibly have an opportunity to play some role.
Right.
But you just got to prove you can deliver the lines and deliver them comfortably where it's believable. Once you believable, the only reason you didn't get the job is because they made an offer to somebody already. The only reason you didn't get the job is because they decided to go with a female instead of a guy. Whatever the case may be. It's a needle in a haystack situation every time. Yeah. And when you get one, you get one. But here's the thing about show business. You get like...
And Finesse, we got 4.5 minutes left, so I just want to put that in your head.
All right. Here's the thing about show business. You get about 2 or 3 in a row, then people start asking you to, then there's sometimes offer on. Then you become Lil Rel. You know what I mean?
Right.
Lil Rel's picking and choosing jobs right now.
Right.
Now, stand up, we've seen it stand up. Lil Rel a beast.
Yeah, man.
Rel is no more talented and no more beast than all the comics that's in our crews. But once you prove you can deliver on screen and they comfortable with you, that's it.
Yes, sir.
And lastly, I'm going to say before we get cut off, and don't go out on screen and don't show up to no job and think that shit is high school where you can be talking to girls any kind of way or, be unprofessional. Right. They not with that bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's more than how well you deliver on screen and on camera is, does everybody want to work with you every day? Do people want to come in and work with you? Right. right. If you have 2 actors and this one was amazing but was just a crappy person, and this one was good, but everyone loved just being around that cat. That cat is booking just because people want you spending 12, 16-hour days with these people. Would you rather hang out with that person, or would you rather hang out with this dude that's like, I don't even want to be here?
Right. Right. Some people are horrible on sets, bro.
Yeah, man.
They're just horrible. They already believe in everything that every PR agent and girlfriend and boyfriend ever told them. So they hard to work with. They difficult.
Right.
If they having a bad day, everybody on that set got to have a bad day. And so nobody like that shit.
Finesse, last question. What do you miss? Because I got Jay Farrell coming on next week. And I'm doing a run of SNL cats in August. SNL and then also impressionists. So August I have cats that are like big impressionists we got coming on. So what do you miss the most about, or give me one thing you miss about being on Saturday Night Live?
The nightlife. I may not have been good on SNL.
And you were.
I was a beast in them streets. I had never been to parties and clubs like that. And right. Dean, we were invited to the creme de la creme of parties. So we could go good if we wanted to, but when we showed up at the 5-star joints, they ushered us in, and you sitting in the booth and you having a good time. And you drinking somebody's bottle, and somebody asks you for some ice because you so into your world, and you hand the ice, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio. You've been standing next to him for 20 minutes. Right. You ain't even looked to the left.
Right.
You drinking his liquor.
Right.
Bro.
Yeah, the party. I saw Rock. Chris Rock said, you know what? You miss the party. You miss the access to all of the parties, because especially being in New York City, everywhere you go, even if people don't watch the show, they know the show, and therefore they know you.
Right.
So that's
they know the show. Club Marquee, any club in Manhattan. No matter. Me and Keenan went out every night. Me and Keenan went out every night, and the crew that we went out with us every night. So much so that if me and Keenan left the writers' night to go sneak off to the club, and we went and got to the doorman would say, "Yeah, the SNL crew is already in here." I'm like, "What?" That's how much we went out. That our crew was the SNL crew.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean? So man, I missed that time.
Yeah.
Idris Elba would be DJing some nights randomly.
JB in the building. We got 30 seconds left. JB, what up, fool?
What up, fool? Dang, man, I missed my. Where my shades at? I need my shades.
You got a shades. You got 20 seconds to put on your shades, man.
Nah, I ain't got no shades.
Nah, it's all good. Fair. 10 seconds left, man. Much love, Finesse. Next week, y'all can catch 11 p.m. I got my man Jay Farrell. Finesse, I appreciate you. I love you, bro. Thanks for coming on. And we'll see y'all next week.